Everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Judy and you are watching Running So and So, and a huge welcome to everybody. If you're a first time viewer or whether you're a returning viewer, it's fantastic to have you here, and if you are new, it would be wonderful if you would consider subscribing. There's a box down here somewhere. Housekeeping over and done with. Well, I have had the most interesting of weeks. It is about 10 days since I popped up one of these what I've been sewing videos, and I was thinking about the best time to put them up, so I'm just going to try a few different days and see how we do. But I didn't do another one last weekend simply because we had all that lovely snow. Well, I'm really sorry, I decided to go out in the snow. I thought nobody would mind if I don't put a video up because I'm outside enjoying myself. We don't get much snow, do we, in this country? It's a bit of a rarity. And I was going to film this earlier today. And this is Judi from earlier today. Here we are, Sunday morning. I thought that I would be spending the day sewing. That's what I'd planned. Yesterday morning, Tristan said, I'm going to go and walk tomorrow on Marston Moor. Do you want to come with me? And I thought, oh God, you know, I really fancy that. So I've been rushing around like something demented. And this morning, I've got my soup ready. And my battery's going to die, so I'm going to keep going till my battery dies. Soup ready to blitz when I get home. I've got my orange bag with all the bits I need in it. I've got Poppy and Maggie down there wondering what's going on. So let's go and have a look at what's happening up on Marston Moor, because if you are a runner and you like extreme running, there is an extreme running race going through, and somebody I know can't take part in the said run because he's got to look after his son. So let's hop over to Marston Moor and let's see Tristan and Ollie. To come. I'm going to come on the footpath towards Tristan and myself, and where that gentleman is, they're going to go down that path, and it is so steep. This is Tristan's friend. This is him we've been waiting for. Look at this. Keep going, Dougie! Well done!
Hard work. Yeah, it's not great, is it? But at least you've not got a baby on your back.
No, you're not following him, Maggie.
Proud of you.
So we had the most fantastic day. Now then, I have been sewing, and this year I have something new. I have a book that a little planner that I was given by one of my friends for Christmas. And inside, I must take this out. That's my secret project. I am doing a pattern test, and some of you eagle-eyed people behind will see that I'm using my Beyond the Pink Door Sewcription box fabric from January. And I have done a little bit of a diary for all the sewing that I have done since the 4th of January. So I literally started the year with the embroidery, and let me just lean forward and grab that. I've got it all written down, which is most unusual for me because usually I'm sort of scrabbling away at things. So let me just turn the camera down over here, and I'm going to put everything. Oh look, you can see it all there, hairbrush and everything. Ah, the vanity of being a vlogger. So I haven't done my hair or anything because I have been out today, but here is the embroidery so far. So I started by embroidering all the lines and divisions for the year, and decided that this division here where I've got yellow to green, that must be September. So I went September, October, November, December, because I've got two shades, I've got two sort of shades of blue. So then I've got January, February, March, which is right, from colder to warmer, April, May, June, July, August. I've done some brown in the middle, and in here I was going to try and do the outline of my logo. Whether I can manage it or not, I don't know. So we've got January, so I've done some cutting out. I've been ice skating. I'll talk about the ice skating in a minute. Alice in Wonderland from Castle Howard. Fireworks for New Year's Day. Coffee beans, because somebody left a coffee bag at school and I thought, oh, I'll put that one in. A bobble hat, there's my bobble hat for the cold days we've had. A baby's rattle, because yesterday I looked after Ollie. This is a notebook. You can see a notebook here, because I went on a course. That is where I'm up to with the embroidery, and I'm really, really pleased with it. And in my notebook, at the back of my notebook, I'm actually writing down here, just the evidence, I'm writing down the motifs that I'm doing and a little reason as to why I'm doing them. Tomorrow, like for instance for tomorrow, it says car, my car goes off. So my car is going off to be repaired. Finally, if anybody thinks it's been a long time since it was knocked, it has been a long time since it was knocked. It's been a long time because we've had Christmas and I was speaking to the insurers and I just went, look, I'll tell you what would be easier. Let's go for Monday the 13th of January because I know I'm in work that day. You can come to work and you can collect the car from work. I had time to sort it all out with the boss and everything's fine. So the car's going off tomorrow. So I am really, really, really pleased with this. And if anybody is wondering what it is I'm following, it is this 365 days of stitching. So today's motif will be revealed next week when I do my next vlog. I'm not going to commit to doing it just yet, but I have a plan. Tristan and I have a plan as to what today's should be. Now then, the other thing that I said I was going to try and do, and so far so good, I've got my beads right, my pencil in, is the block a week. Now then, I am up to date, I am pleased to announce. This was week 1. It is 6 flying geese. And I am going to possibly reserve the right to redo this one because some of the points aren't quite as good as I'd hoped they would be. But week 2, week 2, look at this. I have, oop, my book's falling down. I have never done foundation paper piecing before, and I chose not to use paper but to use a violin or interfacing, whatever you want to call it, and I filmed myself doing it, so here you go. I don't know if it's going to come out that way or that way. I think if I do that, that's when it comes out. And I thought I'd rather use that than paper because paper, of course, blunts your needle. So I've got my little iron on and my little ironing station next to me, and I am not using, as I would ordinarily use, a bigger stitch. I'm using a smaller stitch. I haven't got the locker on my sewing machine, and I am slowly going through this bit by bit. Now, I have not, for this quilt, chosen or bought fabrics. I am using what is in my stash, and the theme of the fabric will become apparent as it goes through. Can you guess there's a little bit of a theme there? Can you see anything? Can you see anything yet? I've got to, when I take off this paper stuff, because it will tear, it's probably not the best tearaway stabiliser. I could have probably used my no-show mesh, would have torn away a lot easier, but that's a little bit more expensive. So I am going through this. So I have got this like template here, and I have to do everything. I have to put the pieces on in order. So I have done number 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and then number 5 goes in the corner above these here. Now wait a minute, number 5 is going to be one of these little tiny squares like so. Let me just iron it. There it goes, and it goes on. You have to do it from the back. So you have to lay everything on, and they say crease, but I don't need to crease because I've got my lines that I'm sewing down on the back of my Visaline. So I'm going to have lots of ends to cut off, so I shall take my ends out with me tonight because I'm going to Hannah's tonight. Look, there's another one I've got on. Oh, this is terribly exciting. I'm getting to be I'm a bit like, now, see, that one is not right because I think it's got to go over there's like a seam allowance there. So that one I have sewn too far down. So I am going to take that one off, and it will be easy to pull off because I have not done any securing stitches. This is quite exciting because I'm actually learning something, and I think it's so important in our hobbies that we learn. And it's okay for a bit of trial and error, isn't it? Because as I said when I did my sort of hopes and dreams, I'm going to call it, video for this year, it's about stitching, it's about using a needle for creative goal. I did encounter a little issue, and the issue is that you have to be so careful that when you fold the piece of fabric back, that it covers all the lines. And I've got tram lines on the outside, and you can see here, and I'm going to leave it in because it's real, isn't it? Oh, hold on a minute, let's lift it up because it's not showing very well. Can you see here? I've got all these little stitches here. Ooh, these little stitches here to take out later. I hope that's coming out all right. But that is my very first piece of foundation paper piecing, and that is this week's block of the week for the block of the week quilt. So that's two weeks, two blocks done. I'm feeling quite impressed with myself. So there you are. One first go at foundation paper piecing. And next week I will be doing weeks 3 and 4 together because I'm going on a sewing day next Saturday. Next Saturday I'm going on a sewing day to Harrogate, and I am going with my friend Sweet Pea Green. We are meeting there, and we will be sewing in Harrogate at the new Harrogate Social. I went a few weeks ago to one in October. We should have gone in December, but Storm Dara decided that he was going to blow himself in, and we pulled out of going because we just thought it was too unsafe to drive. So to remind you, the book I'm using for this is A Year of Quilting by Debbie Shaw and Melissa Naylor. I reckon it'll probably take 2 years because I reckon it'll be a block a week if I keep up with it, but then it'll probably take a year to get it put together. So those are the 2 things that I am trying to keep up with and do every week. So I said I was going to try and make 2 tops for work because that's what I really need. And when the snow came, I knew I wasn't going to get them both done. So I started the Drew, and so far so good. It's gone together beautifully. And I love this fabric. And when I'd finished the one I'm wearing, which is a Ressac, which I'll come to in a minute, I was scrolling through the First for Fabric website where I bought this to discover they've got exactly the same shade of ribbing as they have of the fleece. And I thought, why on earth did you not buy the ribbing, Judi? So the ribbing is due to come, and that's due to arrive tomorrow. So I'm looking for, I just like ribbing. I prefer like ribbing or cuffing, whatever you want to call it, but the ribbing that matches, I think it gives a much neater finish on the neck and the cuffs and at the band at the bottom. So that is coming, so that is on pause. I've also started to cut out my Trudy turtleneck. That is over here. I've got it here. Oops. Here it is. And this Trudy turtleneck is going to look fantastic underneath the Drew. So there it goes. I'm coming together. I've got it coming together there, and it will look absolutely fantastic underneath this Drew. And that is what I'm aiming for. Now then, the Ressac is finished. So the Ressac is the new top by Maison Fauve. Now, it does have some very intricate little bits of matching, and you need to be really precise with your pinning. So when you're pinning in, you need to pin right the way through the seam on one piece and through to the seam on the other. And one such example is just here, where you can see you've got the ribbing piece underneath the arms, and you've got the sleeves, and you've got a very tight joint there. Now, if you get your seams and you put your pin right the way through, sort of at the joining point, through and round, you will be able to sew them in and they will match perfectly. You've also got pockets here. Now, I haven't used Mariflex on this. I have used the chain on my cover stitch. So a chain stitch on a cover stitch will produce an ordinary running stitch on one side and a chain stitch on the other. So here you go. And I've got a base layer on underneath from when I've been out walking today. And when I walked to work, I had a base layer and I pulled that down. And the one thing, it is meant to be, the design is to be a hanging at this point sweater. And I've always shied away a little bit and thought, oh, do I like them, do I like them, do I don't? I've always been one to want to pull things over my bum. But maybe I need to sort of get real and think, you know, come on, Judi. You're not too old to be wearing a jumper that hangs here. This is where it's meant to be. And actually, it sits really nicely at this level. And it is loose. And I did chat to Cara about it. And I said, you know, it is a bit big at the... big. It is quite loose here, but that's the way it's meant to be. I'm really loving the kangaroo pockets. Really loving those. And oh, there you go. And I love the dart feature here. So there you go. I will be making some more. And it was while I was ordering some ribbing for my next Ressac, because I've got the beautiful French terry that I've got in my stash that I bought from Andrea when she was still in Ireland. And I thought, oh, do you know, it will make a beautiful spring Ressac. So I thought, I'm going to order that jersey now and probably get it made. And that I saw I could get this grey melange ribbing. And I thought, stop the Drew, get the ribbing. So there you go. I've actually had quite a good sewing week, and I've started my pattern test using my Beyond the Pink Door fabric. Now, the only other thing I was going to share with you is that what I'm going to make, I've used some of my fabric for my pattern test. There you are, there's a hint there, it doesn't use a lot of fabric because I've got more than enough to whip myself up another Frida blouse, which I thought with this fabric could look rather lovely. Oops. You've got nothing there, you've just got a piece of fabric. What do you think? A Frida blouse underneath the Judi turtleneck. Judi turtleneck with this over the top, just a hanging blouse. And you see, that's another thing that hangs on my hips. So I've just got to get used to it. It's me that's the problem. So there you go, I've had a really productive sewing week. I can't believe how much I've done. I know it's been about 10 days since I last did a video, but it's only because I have been busy, and I've been busy sort of bits of sewing and seeing people, because life does go on as normal. So I hope you have had the most fantastic weekend. I've had a lovely weekend, and I am looking forward to sharing with you again next week what it is that I have been sewing in my sewing space and anything else that I've been up to in my life. Oh, I did mention ice skating, didn't I? There you go. I'm not the most confident of skaters. I used to be more confident than I am now. But I just love going, and Hannah and I had a lovely, lovely afternoon ice skating, and Michael, bless him, looked after George. So for now, I hope you've liked the video. Give me a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, please do. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye!